In this lesson, you're going to learn how to solve one-step equations using addition and subtraction. So the first step when solving an equation, you want to draw your line vertically through your equal sign, because you want to split it into two halves. The next thing you want to look for is whether or not anything can be combined together. So r plus negative 8, you're not allowed to combine those, and then this side only has 27, so there's nothing that you can do from right there. So then once you have the one variable on the side by itself, you want to read it starting with your variable. So your variable is your letter, so the first thing you're going to write is your variable, which is r. And then how you would read it from there. So it's going to be r plus negative 8. So then once you read it, to solve it, you're going to work backwards and opposite. So the last thing that you have, your last operation was plus, so your opposite operation would be minus, so you're going to subtract negative 8. So this value stays the same. But then remember, if you subtract a negative, that's the same thing as adding. So you can combine these two together to make a plus sign. So this is the same as plus 8. So what I'm going to do is I want to cross this out because I want to get my letter by itself. So that's going to disappear. And then on this side, I'm going to add 8. Because in order for this to cancel out, I've got to do the opposite. So then 27 plus 8 gives me 35. And then all I have left on this side is my r. And you can cross this out to show that you've already done that step. So then in the next example, start the same way. Draw your line vertically down your equal sign. There isn't anything you can combine here or here, so then you read it starting with your letter. So your letter is m, so you would read this as m plus 19. So then, working backwards, your last operation that you read was plus, so the opposite is minus. So you're going to subtract 19. So this is what we want to cancel out. In order to cancel it out, I'm going to subtract it from this side. So then 3 minus 19 gives me negative 16, and then my letter comes down, so m equals negative 16. And that's gone. So then all I'm left here is with my letter. So then last example, draw your vertical line, read it, because nothing can be combined, as y. You could read it two ways. You could either read it as y plus negative 5, or an easier way is if you start with your y, your sign in front is also your operation. So you could read this as y minus 5. So if we solve it using this bottom one, you're going to get the same answer no matter what. So minus 5, the opposite is plus 5. So my negative 5 cancels out. I add 5 to this side. So my y drops down. 17 plus 5 gives me 22.